اللهم وما أن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. أما بعد فإن خير الكلام كلام الله ربنا وخير الهدى هدى رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. And the famous well-known hadith I want to bring to your attention in this first khutbah after we completed the blessed month of Ramadan, a rukn from the arkan of Islam. The first khutbah of Jumu'ah in the blessed month of Shawwal, which is a month that has significance in the religion. The Nabi al-Mustafa mentioned sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, telling us about what was going to happen in the future from his time. 1445 years today, he called it as it was, and that's because it was divinely inspired by Allah Azza wa Jalla. قال صلى الله عليه وسلم لتتبعن السنن من كان قبلكم شبرا بشبر وذراعا بالذراع حتى لو سلكوا حجر ضب لسلكتموه. He said that this community of Muslims are going to follow the people who went before you in everything that they did, big and small, everything that they did, everything you can imagine, without any exception. There's nothing that you can imagine that they are doing, will do, have done, except that we're going to do the exact same thing. And to prove that point, he said, even to the degree if they were to enter into a lizard's hole, you people are going to enter into the lizard's hole. You, your children, your grandchildren, and the generations that come after you are long gone. Someone from the companions say, Ya Rasulullah, the people that we're going to follow, are you referring to the Yahud and the Nasara, the Jews and the Christians? He said, making inkar on that su'al. Women and Nas. Who else am I talking about? That's what I'm talking about. Who else am I talking about? The Yahud and the Nasara. You people are going to follow them in everything that they did. It doesn't require a lot of knowledge for a Muslim just to do an observation and just to look at what we know about the Yahud and the Nasara and the most evil aspects of their existence. And you will be left without any doubt that we're making taqleed in those things of them. We're making ittiba. This being the first Jumu'ah after the Eid, after Ramadan, I'm not coming here to put anybody down. The Eid was one of the best Eids that I had in my life, in my career as a Muslim. It was a festive occasion. May Allah put in the mawazeen of everyone who has something to do with facilitating the Eid for the Muslims on that day. I'm not here to put anybody down. I'm here to make a critical, crucial point for everybody who's here. Who else am I talking about? People are going to follow the Jews and the Christians and everything that they've done and everything that they do and everything that they will do. The worst thing that the Jews and the Christians could possibly do on the face of the earth is not kill Palestinians. These European Jews, these Western Jews, these European Ahl al-Kitab, Western Ahl al-Kitab, these people, all of the murders that they committed in our lifetime. Millions of people, they have murdered people. That's not the worst thing that they can do. The worst thing that they can do is to make shirk with Allah. That their religion has become a religion of shirk after Allah sent to them prophets and messengers. Allah said in the Quran, وَلَقَدْ بَعَثْنَا فِي كُلِّ أُمَّةٍ رَسُولًا أَنِ اعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ وَاجْتَنِبُوا الطَّاغُوتَ. We sent the prophets and messengers and they came to their people, and the first thing they told them to do was worship Allah alone and stay away from false deities. How in the world can someone who receives the divine book, the Quran, the Injil, the Torah, come and make shirk with Allah? Allah Ta'ala mentioned about those people, وَقَالَتِ الْيَهُودِ عُزَيْرِ بْنُ اللَّهِ وَقَالَتِ النَّصَارَى الْمَسِيحُ بْنُ اللَّهِ ذَلِكَ قَوْلُهُمْ بِأَفْوَاهِهِمْ. The Jews say that Uzair is the son of Allah. The Christians say that Isa, the Messiah, is the son of Allah. That is a statement that they make with their own lives. The worst thing that they can do is say. And here we are doing the same thing. There are those people who connect themselves to Islam, and inshallah they are Muslims, but they are compromising their Islam. They believe that the Nabi of Islam, Muhammad al-Mustafa sallallahu alayhi wasallam, didn't die. He knows the ilm al-ghayb. They believe that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, you can make dua for him and to him. They create for you false, fabricated ahadith. I don't see the brother, but there's a brother who came here and accepted Islam yesterday. He said he would be coming today. He wouldn't have had 24 hours in this deen. He wouldn't have had 24 hours. That young man has to know that and shirk in Allah and making partners with Allah is the only sin he won't forgive. If a person is a homosexual and he dies on that, Allah will forgive him, inshallah. Man qala la ilaha illallah dakhala al-jannah. Anyone who truly believes in la ilaha illallah will go to Jannah, no matter what he did, as long as he doesn't make shirk. And it's up to Allah. Maybe Allah will forgive him. He doesn't have to go to the hellfire. Maybe Allah will forgive him and he'll go straight to Jannah. That's up to Allah. No one has anything to say about that. So from those ahadith that young man will read and he will hear about is the ahadith that the Muslims created for themselves who want to worship the Nabi of Islam. They said in this hadith that Allah said in the hadith al-Qudsi that is makdhoob, mukhtalaf, is kadhib, batil. Ya Muhammad, lawlak ma khalaqtul aflak. If it wasn't for you, Muhammad, I would have ever created the creation. Allah created the creation for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. After that, eclipse went. You all heard the hadith. Inna shamsa wal qamar ayatani min ayati Allahi la yankasifani li mawti ahadin wa la li hayati. The sun and the moon and all of the stars, the heavens and the earth, and everything that is in it, everything belongs to Allah. There are two ayats of Allah. They don't eclipse because of the death of any human being, and they don't eclipse because of the birth of any human being. And although the birth of the Nabi of Islam was a great occasion, a tremendous occasion, his issue is not a small issue. He's the Sayyid of Bani Adam. Wala fakhar, as he used to say, sallallahu alayhi wasallam. But he doesn't deserve that we worship him. We make dua for him. That's not our religion. So we sit out there and some people say, yeah, I get that. I can wrap my head around that. I don't worship the Nabi. Yeah, you don't worship in the Nabi, but you have hocus pocus in your Islam. You believe in khurafat. You believe in the khurafat that these Christians and Jews have presented for us, like Valentine's Day, like Halloween. Our children are partaking in that. That shirkun billah and kufr, and an iman in the jinn. Even if that's not what you are doing and you don't believe that and you don't think that. That's the reality. We follow them in that. That's not the point of the khutbah. The Yahud and the Nasara, what else did they do that we do? Not only did they go overboard in their prophets and messages and say that they were Allah and Allah's son and so forth and all that nonsense, they went overboard in the ulama. Those people who we love, honor, and respect. Like the 4 imams of Al-Islam, who deserve to be honored and respected. And we get close to Allah in loving them and honoring them. Allah mentioned about those Yahud and Nasara, اتخذوا أحبارهم ورهبانهم أربابا من دون الله. They took, the Jews and the Christians, their ulama, their monks and their priests, they took them as lords along with Allah. They became lords. One of the Arabs who became a companion, he said, Ya Rasulullah, we didn't worship our priests, our monks. We didn't do that. We didn't make sajda to them. We didn't do that. We didn't slaughter for them. That's shit. That's worshiping them. Rasulullah asked the question, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, didn't they make halal what Allah made haram? And didn't they make haram what Allah made halal? And you people followed them and you obeyed them in that tashri'ah? He said, yes. He said, tilka ibadatukum lahum. That's your worshiping of those people. Shara'u lahum min ad-din ma lam ya'dhin bihi Allah. They made tashri' and legislation in their religion, that which Allah doesn't allow. The Vatican, preachers, all of these people, now with LGBT, in their book, that's haram. They'll come and they say, no, it's okay. As long as the Pope signed off on it and gave the stamp of approval, it's okay. We'll never accept that as Muslims. We don't care what Imam in Islam said. Pork is halal. There's halal pork. There's halal riba. We're going to say you're a liar. You're a liar. But there are those people who go overboard in our ulama. The Nabi sat with his companions, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and taught them with tremendous hadith. قال صلى الله عليه وسلم لو آمن عشرة من اليهود لو آمن بي عشرة من اليهود لآمن بي اليهود أجمع. If just 10 Jews believed in me, only 10, then all of the Yahud of Al-Medina would have believed in me. Only 10. What's the meaning of that? Clearly more than 10 Jews believed within him. Radiyallahu anhum. Our mother, Safiya bintu Huyay, was a Jew. Abdullah bin Salam from the ulama was a Jew. More than 10 people from the Jews believed in him. What does the hadith mean? The hadith simply means if there were 10 Jewish leaders from the ulama who believed in the Nabi, then all of the Yahud would have believed in him. Why? Because there are people who make a taqleed al-a'ma. Whatever the sheikh says, that's what we're going to say. If the sheikh says, don't do raf'ul yadayn, I won't do raf'ul yadayn. If the sheikh says, don't say ameen in the salah, I won't say ameen. Whatever the sheikh said. They asked Abdullah ibn Abbas, the hibr of this ummah, from the ulama. Ya Abdullah ibn Abbas, we're performing Hajj. I want to know a question about Hajj. He asked him the question about Hajj. Abdullah ibn Abbas, may Allah be pleased with him, said, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said about this issue, he said about this issue this, and he gave him the hadith. The man who asked the question said, but Abu Bakr and Umar, they don't say that. That's not their opinion. Abu Bakr and Umar, they took another opinion. opinion of it and what you're telling us, Abdullah bin Abbas got up and started dusting himself off and said, you asked me a question, and I tell you that the Rasul of Islam said this and this, and you tell me Abu Bakr and Umar, I'm getting out of here. I'm leaving this place because I'm afraid that rocks are going to come from the sky and destroy this place, and I don't want to be here. That's Abu Bakr and Umar. What about Sheikh Fulan, Sheikh Alan, Sheikh glow in the dark? He's Sheikh glow in the dark. He's a khurafi, no knowledge. But he tells you something and we follow them. It's what the Nabi of Islam said. If it's established, roughly yadeen. For an example, you have to do it. And if you don't do it, then just say, I'm weak. I'm arrogant. Just say that. What we want to tell you about today of what Ahlul Kitab did is what we do, and it's very dangerous as it relates to the completion of Ramadan. And this is food for thought, dangerous, serious. And that is, those people had ghurur in their deen. غرتهم الأمان حتى أتاهم أمر الله. They were like food. A person is conceited. He has vanity. He looks at himself as being something special in the deen. He completed the month of Ramadan and he's walking around feeling, man, I really did something, as if his Ramadan was accepted. Although during Ramadan, he made mistakes. We all made mistakes. He broke his fast in Ramadan with his wife. During Ramadan, he didn't pray. During Ramadan, he has riba. During Ramadan, he made riba. All through Ramadan. But he's walking around as if I fasted Ramadan, khalas, I did a good job. That's the Yahud and the Nasara. وقالت اليهود والنصارى نحن أبناء الله وأحباؤه قل فلما يعذبكم بذنوبكم بل أنتم بشر ممن خلق يغفر لمن يشاء ويعذب من يشاء. The Yahud and the Nasara say, we are the sons of Allah and Allah loves us. Allah loves us. Like the Muslim who says, whoever says La ilaha illallah will go into Jannah. And that's true. That's true, inshallah. But La ilaha illallah has conditions. Not just saying La ilaha illallah, you're making shirk with Allah. Not just saying La ilaha illallah, you don't do the opposite of Islam. We are the sons of Allah and Allah loves us. Allah said, tell them, Ya Muhammad, then why does Allah punish you for your sins? Instead, you people are human beings like the other human beings. He punishes whoever he wants to punish, and he forgives whoever he wants to forgive. If you're the sons of Allah, why would he allow these things to happen to you in the world? Why? In our ummah, why would Allah allow these things to happen to us on the scale it's happening? From the wisdom of that is, we haven't taken control and responsibility for our side of the bargain with Allah. إن الله اشترى من المؤمنين أنفسهم وأموالهم بأن لهم الجنة. That is a contract. Allah has purchased from the believers their monies and themselves, and they will get the Jannah. Their money, they have to spend it. Spend it first on yourselves, on your families, and then take care of the institutions of Islam. And you will get the Jannah. Why does Allah allow all this to happen to us? We broke our side of the contract in many instances. So the Yahud and the Nasara, listen to this. Listen to this. From the great personalities in Islam is a man by the name of Ibn Abi Mulaika. Go back and check it out. Go back and take it and put it in Wikipedia. Ibn Abi Mulaika. He was from the Tabi'een. And he learned from the major companions. And the major kibar of Tabi'een learned from him. Ibn Abi Mulaika said, أدركت 30 من أصحاب النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم ما منهم أحد إلا وكان يخاف النفاق على نفسه ولم يقل أحد منهم أنا على إيمان جبريل وميكائيل. He said, I met 30 of the companions, 30 of them. And the whole lot of them, may Allah be pleased with, all 30 of them, every one of them that I met, from those awliya who are in the Jannah, wallahi, all of them. They're not in the lowest part of the Jannah. All of them. I stand here and say, wallahi, all of them in Jannah. And I say about us, wallahi, I don't know who's going to be in Jannah from us. No one knows that. He said every last one of them used to be afraid for himself of nifaq, of being a munafiq, a hypocrite. A hypocrite. He says what he doesn't do. He says something, he breaks his promise. When he argues, and he's really nasty, he's abusive in his arguments, and so forth and so on. وَإِذَا قَامُوا لِلصَّلَاةِ قَامُوا كُسَالَى. They are lazy, praying, lethargic, so many characteristics. Those companions were afraid. When the Nabi died, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it's a well-known fact. One of the companions, his name was Abdullah bin Mas'ud or Hudayfa bin al-Yaman. The Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam told him the names of all of the munafiq in Al-Medina. And the munafiq were a big problem. They were a big, dangerous problem for the ummah because they said they believed, and you have to treat them as believers, but they used to help the kuffar, they used to plot and plan against Islam. The Nabi knew them by name. He took Hudayfa to the side and said, he's a munafiq, he's a munafiq. He knew all of the names. It was a secret that Rasulullah told him. Don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody what I'm telling you. He could have told everybody. When the Prophet died, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the Amir al-Mu'minin Umar, he went to Hudayfa and said, Rasulullah told you the names of all the munafiq. All I want to know, I don't want to know their names. I just want to know, did he mention me from them? Did he mention me from them, from the munafiq? Hudayfa said, no, I'm not telling anyone else. Nobody else come and ask me that question. Umar, thinking he's a munafiq. لو سلك عمر مسلكا لسلك الشيطان مسلكا غير مسلكه. That's Umar. As for Ibn Abi Mulaika, some of the 30 companions that he met was Abdullah bin Umar, Abdullah bin Abbas, Aisha, her sister Asma, our mother Salama, may Allah be pleased with them. And here we are, as if we're on the level of the iman of Jibril and Mikail. لا يحسون الله ما أمرهم ويفعلون ما يؤمرون. What Allah told us to do, we do all of that. I fasted. I prayed some of Taraweeh. I did this, I did that. My Ramadan was the best one. It's been accepted. You don't know if it's accepted or not. So the issue needs Tawbah Allah. The issue needs constant Tawbah. The Nabi of Islam, sallallahu alayhi wa ala alihi wa sallam, told his companions, tremendous ayat of the Quran. وَالَّذِينَ يُؤْتُونَ مَا آتَوْا وَقُلُوبُهُمْ وَجِلَةٌ أَنَّهُمْ لِرَبِّهِمْ رَاجِعُونَ. Allah described these people. Those people who give what they give, when they give it, they give what they give, and when they give it, they are afraid. Their hearts are trembling because they know they're going to go back to Allah. Another meaning of the ayat, those people who do what they do, they do what they do, and when they do it, their hearts are trembling because they know they're going to go back to Allah. Our mother Aisha, she said, Ya Rasulallah, is this ayat referring to the people who they're afraid? Is it referring to the people who do bad things, like the people who make zina, like the people who steal, like the people who drink khamr, like we do in all of our masajid? Is it talking about the people who make zina and they're afraid? The people who drink khamr, they're afraid. People who steal, they're stealing money. He said, La yabdat as-saddiq. ولكنهم هم الذين يصومون ويصلون ويتصدقون ويخافون أن لن يقبل منهم. This ayat is talking about the people who fast, and it's talking about the people who pray, And it's talking about the people who give sadaqah and their hearts are trembling. Why? Because they don't know if Allah is going to accept it. But we're walking around as if that's it. That's not what the companions were upon. That's not the religion of Islam that they left for their students, who left for the next generation and down. That's our religion. And that's why we always say to you, Ummatul Islam, seriousness in the deen is not always being mean and never smiling. That's not seriousness. Being balanced in the deen is not the one who he says, I'm not mutashaddid. Every man is in my heart. I'm not going to do any actions. There's a group of Muslims there called the Murji'ah. They were from a long time ago. Wallahi, they're still here. That's the person who says, Wallahi, I'm a Muslim. But Islam is in my heart. My heart is clean. My heart is white. My heart is clear. No, your heart is not clear. If your heart was clear and we had real iman, it would be on our limbs. Those bad aspects of our personalities, we will work on those bad aspects of our personalities. He's shadid. He's antisociable. He talks too much. He's stingy. He's an individual who's not very clean. He swears a lot. He's a person who steals. He has to work on that. If our iman was true and our hearts were true, even though these things are with us, we would be making jihad. Jihad and nafs against those things. Listen to the Nabi of Islam. قال صلى الله عليه وسلم ثلاث من المهلكات. Three things will destroy you, Ya Abdullah. Three things they will destroy you. The first thing he said, shukun muta, that you're extremely stingy. You won't give zakat al-fitr. You won't give it. You are not going to give any kind of zakat. For some reason, you believe giving money is going to take away from what you have. And that's not the case. Giving money and giving from your time and giving from your effort is going to increase you in the dunya and even more in the akhirah. That will destroy you being stingy. Our children growing up, it's mine. It's mine. Our children find it very difficult to share between themselves the iPad, the remote control, because this is the society we live in. Me, myself, and I. This is the internet, Generation X. It's difficult for the child to say to his brother or sister, his mother or father, here, this is yours. That will destroy you. He said, number two, hawa muttaba, that you follow your desires. Someone will get in front of you and talk to you until he's blue in the face. And he will tell you, Prophet Muhammad did this. In the Friday prayer for Jumuah, he said, come close. In the prayer, he said, put your feet together. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In the prayer, he did roughly a day in 5 positions of the prayer. The Nabi in Islam said that your wife should dress like this. And on and on and on and on. But the person follow his hawa. I'm not following that. I'm following what I feel. My culture, my iman, what I feel. And the third thing he said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, ijabul mar bi nafsihi. The third thing that will destroy you is being impressed with you. That's why in Islam, you shouldn't wear the thobe of a shuhra. Someone's going to wear a thobe that when people see him, they'll say, wow. Don't be a person who you buy things and people look at those things and they say, wow, as if that's what you want from them. That doesn't mean you can't have nice things. You can have nice things. If Allah gives someone a ni'mah, he loves to see the ni'mah on his slave. That's all right. But the balance is you give shukr of that thing. You thank Allah. Don't think you're better than people because of that thing. It will destroy you in Islam. Ikhwati fillah. In concluding, listen to this hadith of the Nabi. I'm asking you, any one of you, are you going to be in the Jannah Abdul Jalil? You're going to be in Jannah. Mahmoud, you're going to be in Jannah. You're going to be in the Jannah. Akhi Farzan. Fairuz, ask you about Allah. Are you in Jannah? How come are you in Jannah? If you answer yes or no, something's wrong with you. The answer is Allahu A'lam. I'll give you a formula to know, inshallah. I'm going to give you a qaida, a principle that comes from the deen, came from the Nabi. You want to know if you're in Jannah. And we still say, Wallahu a'lam. قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم من أراد أن يعلم ما له عند الله فلينظر ما لله عنده. من أراد أن يعلم ما له عند الله فلينظر ما لله عنده. If anybody wants to know your position with Allah, then let him look at what Allah's position is with you. If you have a choice between listening to music and reading the Quran, which one do you choose? If you have a choice between obeying Allah and disobeying Allah, which one do you choose? If you have a choice between having Walan Baran the correct way, you choose the wrong way. That's how you can tell what is with Allah for you. Because if you do the right thing, Allah will reward us for what we do. You remember that hadith. You remember that hadith. These are the 6 days of Shawwal, the month of Shawwal. You want to know what your position is with Allah, inshallah? Well, you took the opportunity out to fast these 6 days, and they're not wajib upon you. Man sama Ramadan, thumma atba'ahu bi-sitt Shawwal, kana lahu ka-ajr ad-dahr, ka-sawm ad-dahr. Anyone who fasts 6 days in Shawwal, it's as if that guy has fasted the whole year. Well, he doesn't have to fast. You want to know what your situation is with Allah? Get here early. Get on the right side of the saf. Come close. Do the best that you can in the religion. And that's a sign and indication. And even with that, we're not going to say, Wallahi, you're going to be in Jannah. We're still not going to, but it'll give you an idea. Don't be a person who is maghrur. Allah's position with us is 0 or a little bit above 0. But we're walking around as if we're from the awliya of Allah and on the level of Iman of Jibril and Mikael. Nasallallahu al-afi was-salam. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم ونسأل الله تعالى التوفيق والسداد. الحمد لله حمدا كثيرا وطيبا مباركا فيه وصلوات الله وسلامه على نبينا الأمين وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. After the Salat of the Jumu'ah, I'm hoping that you brothers will give love to the new Muslim brother whose name is Jadid or Qadim. His name is Qadim. His parents named him Qadim. I want you to give him some love. 2 quick points. When the Nabi went to the Umrah or he went to the Eid, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, for Eid al-Fitr, he would go down this street to the Eid. After he prayed and gave the khutbah to the people, he came home down another street. He didn't come down the same street. He didn't return on the same street. The companions, the ulama of Islam said the wisdom of that, and Allah knows best, is it was as if he's saying, I just fast the month of Ramadan. I'm going to go down the street and I'm coming back another street in a better way as a better person. I'm not returning to the same way I was before Ramadan. I pray more Sunnah prayers. I was in the Masjid more. I read the Quran more. I gave Sadaqah more. I'm going to stay on that because that's what Ramadan was about. It wasn't about the taqwa is just in Ramadan and Allah is the Rabb in Ramadan. That's one of the wisdoms. When he used to make the salah of al-istisqa, salah for the rain, after making the salah and then doing it, he would take his bisht off, turn it inside out, turn his hat inside out. Mutafa'il. He was being optimistic. I'm changing my condition, my clothes. Hopefully the rain will come now. Because there was a drought. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He was an optimistic man. The lady came. He said, what's your name? She said, Asiya. I'm the disobedient. That's my name. Like the brother's name is Qadim. What's your name? She said, Asiya. I'm the disobedient. He said, no. Your name is Jamila. And he changed her name. because he was a person who was optimistic, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You want to know a formula? If your Umrah, if your Hajj, Umrah, your Ramadan, your fasting is accepted, simple. Are you the same person after Hajj, after Umrah, after fasting? Are you the same person? Because if you're the same person slacking, you're the same person, the taqsir, then it didn't really have an effect and an impact that it was meant to do. And I don't say here, you're in the hellfire. I don't say that. I say that fast that we did is supposed to make us better people, more cognizant, more on top of the job. And with that, we ask Allah Azza wa Jal to give us the tawfiq and the success and have mercy and forgiveness for us for all of our zallat that we made in the month of Ramadan. And since Ramadan, some of the mistakes that we've made already. It's only been four days since the Eid, 4 days since Ramadan. And some people are cursing. And some people slacking in prayer. Some people no hijab. You go to Mecca, she put the hijab on for 2 weeks. After that, she comes back. Soon as she hits the airport in New York, in UK, wherever, she takes the hijab off. That Umrah that you did, that Hajj that you did is suspect. May Allah accept from us our ibadat and our juhud and our efforts. And may Allah turn our sayyi'at into hasanat. And may He protect us from ijab nafs. And may He protect us from having ghurur in the religion. Aqim as-salah. Yarhamukumullah.